Next match on table 15, Sean Chipperfield and Matt Riley.
Good afternoon, and after a short break we're back with the action. This is a round 2 game of the Jason Owen Open. Race to 4 between Rob Wharne and Karl Sutton, and joined again on comms by Scott Yardley, and a good matchup between these two. Obviously, fellow England internationals.
Absolutely, yeah.
Know each other's game well, and Rob hit a bit of form recently, won quite a big event. I think he played Gav Robinson in the final, and something that I think Gav's dad organised. That was just about a month ago, and Karl gets first go at the table, and well, the Reds look about as good as they can get.
Yeah, I mean, literally nothing between these two players whatsoever, is there? You know, they're as good as each other, aren't they? And be interesting to see if Karl can reproduce some form. So I don't know if you remember, but pre-lockdown he was dominating the tour, really. I mean, I'm pretty sure he won something silly like 3 out of 5 tour events, I believe. And you know, maybe obviously came at a bad time for all of us, but I think it maybe for Karl in particular, you know, he was, you know, the dominant force at the time. So yeah, I think he'll be looking to rekindle some of those performances from probably 2-3 years ago. I'm losing track now, but yeah.
There's been moments where he's had good results. If you look at the Ultimate Pool Series, he's obviously one of the pros on that, and he's picked off some big scalps, but without any kind of consistency, without making a really good run. I can't remember his exact results, but I don't remember him certainly not being in a final, and I don't think he's knocked on the door of a semi-final either. But I mean, he may have I can't remember all the semi-finalists through the events. Of course, 6 events so far. But yeah, he just when it comes together for him on a weekend, then he's going to be featuring in the winner's circle again.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure he won Tour 1 of 2020 last. You know, the only tour that took place last year. I'm pretty sure he was the winner of that as well. But he's too good a player for, you know, to not come back. So I'm pretty sure he'll be knocking on the door of the winners' enclosure again at some point. Interesting to see. Oh, there we go. Talking of the breaks, and that's a dry one, I believe, and gives Karl a second opportunity in this frame, in this match, I should say.
And in a race to 4, just that one dry break could decide the winner.
Yeah,
it's such a brutal format.
That's what I say. If he can just sneak in this red, and all the reds are there, and yeah, I mean, I think he'll take being on this one, even though he's not that other red to the side cushion. I think he'll take the fact that he's landed on this red next.
Yeah.
Might even leave an angle here to get that one out if he wishes, or leave it for a double, similar to the yellow we had in the previous match with Tom Cousins. I think it's almost in the same place, isn't it?
Yeah. I think he's got a lovely angle here just to flick it out.
Yep, perfect. Ideally, being picky, if he wants to take the yellow on, the red on the bottom left next. Not sure if he's got the angle just to drop this in, but no, as usual, got that completely wrong, and this is probably the best way to go as well.
Yeah, it's that one ball at the top of the table just good to get it out of the way, then he can just focus at this end.
And now he is absolutely plumb, I think, where he's landed there. Great shot. I know it's difficult to see there, but he actually pinched the pocket there slightly just to get the required angle he wanted on this second last red. Yeah, looks very much on the ball at the moment. He's breaking the next frame as well. I mean, it's like you said, you know, these short races, this could be a very short race.
Yeah.
Judging by the way the speed Carl's playing at as well.
I really like Karl's game, actually. He's got a really nice pace around the table. He's not considered to be one of the fastest players, but he's certainly no slouch. When he needs to consider his options, he doesn't mind taking the extra few seconds, but he's got a really nice pace around the table.
Yeah, he's got good flow, isn't he?
Yeah, good cue action as well.
And using that old racker cue that he's had for all these years as well. That was a cue that he picked up off of the rack somewhere many years ago, and had it slightly modified here and there, but
it's amazing
served him well since.
How many players have done that and just kept that cue for years?
There's I'm trying to think of his name now. One of the senior players who plays on the Black Ball Tour, I believe. Andy Lucas.
Oh yeah.
So he plays with a rack cue as well. He's always had that for a number of years now.
Didn't he win a world title many years ago? Maybe the BI or something, was it?
Possibly.
I seem to have a recollection.
I think maybe before it changed to Black Ball, I think it was called Bapto rules or something. I think he might have been a world champion in Bapto. Taking me back a few years now, Nick. Then again, I can go back a few years.
Yeah, so we're looking at the what would be the BI. So the one that Scott Gillespie's the current world champion at the BI rules. Scott won it in 2018 and Liam Dunster 2016. It was the one that Jason Shaw won over in France, famously in 2010.
Oh, I remember watching that actually. Yeah.
Andy Lucas won it in 2006.
Oh, well done.
In fact, he was the first male winner of it in 2006.
Good knowledge.
Yeah, it's all thanks to Wikipedia.
Meanwhile, this is looking like 3-0.
Yeah.
And Carl's, Carl hasn't pressed the button after the last frame. I think he's just dying to get back to the table and just carry on as he was. And
they used to play that competition all over the place. They played the second one in Swaziland.
No.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and then the third one they played in. That was France. I remember there's an unedited video of Jason Shaw, and it was the year he won it in 2010. He was. There's a video on YouTube that I've seen, and there was quite an audience watching. There was a little auditorium, and there was quite a few French crowded into there.
I've seen it. It's all banners around the outside of it, and the table was like this sort of coloured cloth, I think, as well, wasn't it?
And Jason Owen's doing exhibition shots. He's smashing balls in as hard as he can, and the harder he puts them in, the more the crowd are roaring. It's great entertainment. and then he went on and won the final. Who did he beat? Did he beat Christophe Lambert in the final? That one escapes me. It was that's right, Sébastien Ramier. One of the famous French players from back in the day.
Right, let's see if Rob can reply in kind here. I mean, this is relentless so far. Just feels like Nick was very kind to make us a coffee a moment ago. It just feels like we've taken a couple of sips and we're 3 frames in already.
Yeah, the thing is, even in a race to 7, if you're 3-0 behind, you still feel that, you're there and thereabouts. It's only kind of one dry break, and you can be back in the game. But when it's a race to 4, in the blink of an eye, Rob's 3-0 behind. And one mistake could be his last, and that's gone wrong.
Not great, yeah. I mean, he's got an angle now to pop the yellow into the corner and nudge into that red and yellow, but that's not the way he wanted to go. Because if that then falls into the pocket, he's going to probably be left with a long yellow into the top corner, and yeah, it's made it tough now. Not saying it will be, but this could be Rob's last shot.
Surprised he went cushion first. I think a flick into the red would have guaranteed the, push over onto the yellow and more likely to have been on it. But
I think, I think he was scared that he was going to just push the red in, sorry, the yellow into the pocket as well, and then be left here anyway. So I suppose he tried to play it in a way where he'd ideally be on the yellow he's next to, but so that he's forced into a long one. And when you're 3-0 down and knowing that your opponent is not missing, in which case he's actually changed, just going to just trickle up behind this other yellow, and he's double kissed it, and it may well be his last shot still.
Yeah, left nothing easy, but there are there's one
brown spot, isn't it, into the
top
left?
Pretty much. Yeah, the one near the bulk line into the top left. The frame is kind of open if he gets that one.
Yeah, I think those two reds on the left-hand side, I'm pretty sure he can get to the left-hand one of the two if he lands in the right area as well. So it's all about this shot here, I think. I think this pretty much wins the match.
Digging into it makes it a little more difficult as well.
Oh. If I was playing that back, I thought that was me playing that shot.
I think as soon as you raise the butt of the cue on that and start digging into it, it increases the level of difficulty by so much.
Unwanted side on the cue ball and everything. And
I mean, maybe it was a bit of an in-off. Perhaps that's why he played it the way he did. But it felt like he could almost just drop it in and run the cue ball around two cushions and get to the place he wanted for the red in the right middle. But he's at the table. He sees it better than I do. And now,
pretty much forced to go for the one top right here, I think, because of the queuing on the other one, isn't it? So run through or stump, bring back his choice. Black right middle, Nick? Or was it screw up for it into the corner?
I think probably right middle. Isn't it? It's probably
So a glimmer of hope then. I mean, it was only a half chance for Karl, but if you said, if you potted that red, it was pretty much game over, wasn't it? 4-0. So,
but he is Karl's got the distinct advantage because he's guaranteed 2 more breaks, but Rob is 1 dry break away from 3 each.
Yep, absolutely.
In fact, that's the way he has to think of it in his mind. Just needs a chance, and then to take every chance. Karl needs a big one.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh, wow.
Oh, dear.
That's unfortunate.
It looked all right, didn't it, for a while? And
it
then
did.
I think you got probably a couple of bumps, and it had no chance then because it had 2 or 3 balls helping it in at that stage. So look at the table here. I think red's just, but yellow. Yeah, I mean, yellows aren't awful. It's just yellow on the side cushion that tricky one to get onto, but maybe play the plant first.
Yeah, I think reds and take this plant. And
very good chance straight away.
I assume he's going to take one of these reds in the middle of the table, but he is on the one down the rail if he wants to play it.
It's one of those, isn't it? You'd fancy him to get back on it again, but it's he's choosing to go for it now, which is fine. Well, he takes the pressure off it this way because he can just, I'll say drift it in. I'm not sure if the first red goes past the second red into the middle.
No, I don't think it does. So he's going to have to
draw back a little bit.
Yeah, screw back 6 or 8 inches, which just, he found the centre of the pocket, so it's absolutely fine. But it does. I mean, they're pretty much unmissable if you can just drop it in. But as soon as you've got to start playing with it, the harder you have to play it, the more difficult it becomes.
Yeah, there's more accuracy needed the harder you hit it as well, isn't it? Whereas you play it slow, sometimes it can, because the pace will just take it in off a natural speed. It's all about trying not to be too greedy here. Just make sure even if you're low, low on the red, it doesn't matter. You're still gonna have a shot on the black. The worst thing you do there is to underhit it and just leave yourself beyond the yellow, and then you just think, oh, why don't I just play it on the table a bit, and it's still good enough to get there. So
how the game swings now from 3-0, and Karl looking just, well, he was sublime in those first 3 frames. He's not done too much wrong, but suddenly could easily be staring at 3-0. I mean, this is pretty much following the same format as the previous game we watched with Oli and Tom. Oli had that chance to get back to 3 each, and obviously didn't take it. Can Rob, if he can find a breaking dish here, then firmly puts the pressure back on Karl.
I mean, for 3-0, I never thought we'd be sitting here, for a chance to one break and clear for a decider, but yeah, bring it on. Hopefully he does. Nothing against Karl Sutton supporters, obviously, but just for the just for the entertainment value.
Yeah.
Well,
interesting. So he's gone wide, but still played the front ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I did wonder, because if you play the cut break, you normally take it right over to the, kind of an inch away from the side cushion. He was probably 4 or 5 inches in, so he's gone really wide and still played front ball.
I've been breaking from this weekend, so literally in the in between halfway and the cushion. I've been breaking from there all weekend, and I found it. My break's dreadful, but I found it really successful this weekend breaking from there. I think that was a similar area that he sort of broke from there as well.
So many cut breaks we've seen on this table over the weekend. Players just not seeming to get much success when they play from that centre area.
It's definitely, I think the tables definitely played quicker this weekend than Blackpool. I think it was a bit damp in the arena there, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. And also, this one's definitely been reclothed. I think quite a few of the tables have been reclothed.
No, they're playing beautifully, and you can't have any complaints if you get beat here this weekend.
Blackpool it got difficult because the cloth was playing a lot heavier, and Sean Chipperfield said it from the first couple of games. He said the cloth is playing much heavier and much slower. He said you're going to see loads of tactical frames over this weekend, and didn't we ever?
Yeah.
Because someone will play a ball down the rail, miss it, and Bob's your uncle. There we are, playing a tactical frame.
But I think you've seen from these breaks here how open the balls are. There's so much separation there that it's good, because it's not that's not coming into play. I mean, we're talking away here, and in the meantime, Rob's looking pretty much odds on for a 3-3.
Yeah. That was a nice recovery shot there, and still.
Oh, he got a kick there.
He did get a kick. Took all the pace out of the kick.
Definitely got a kick.
Now
he's okay, because he can screw across the yellow and come back out roughly where they're just in between the black and the yellow here.
Yeah, played it
nicely.
well.
Yeah.
Well, we said there was nothing between the two players at the top of the match, and there's nothing between them in the scoreline either. And this is going to be 3 frames apiece. Karl Sutton is going to have the break in the decider, but well, how do you feel when you're coming up to the table to take that break at 3 each, knowing that you had the lead at 3 apiece? I mean, if you're a bookmaker laying a price, you'd have to say Karl's still favourite because he's got the break, but actually I think it's got a lot closer now.
Funny thing is, and I don't know if this is something that you've seen over the years, but watched a lot of snooker and lots of pool over the years, and a lot of the times, when somebody's got a big lead, so let's say it was a big lead, because I know it's only first to 4, but say 3-0 was a big lead in a race to 4. I found a lot over the years, it tends to be the player who comes back, you think's the favourite then, and it always tends to be the player who had the initial lead that actually ends up still winning the game.
Yeah.
Because it's like the chaser's got nothing to chase anymore.
Yeah.
And the one who's been chased
true.
is not being chased anymore. So I don't know. I'm not saying it will go Karl's way, but it does seem to go the way of the initial leader.
Well, looking at that break, I think there's a good chance it will go his way. That's pretty huge. And I mean, Reds look good.
Yeah, I like the Reds. I think he can just get himself in the bottom part of the table, and
that's the key. So he's got the one to top left now, but
Yep.
it's just that transition. There's that line of balls through the middle of the table, so it's picking the path, and I think he's probably not trying to be too adventurous.
I think I agree. I think he might just go once across.
Yeah,
and
that's
just
what I'm
leave the one to
thinking.
the bottom left.
Yeah,
and
leave the one on the left hand side to bottom left,
and then just work it out from there, rather than trying to be too fancy.
Play this natural and just finish above the middle pocket.
Now, perfectly here, if he has got a slight angle, I think he was hoping to be a little bit further to the left with the cue ball, because I think what he wanted to do next was maybe to stun through the gap of the
Yes.
two yellows.
Yeah.
And that way he could have left a choice of two or three
If
reds.
he can still just leave that gap anyway, just run forward a couple of inches and...
Oh,
he's okay.
yep.
Wow.
For a minute there, I thought he was going to be stuck on the black and
I did.
have nothing, but if anything, it's probably worked out even better because it's opened the black up a little bit more as well.
And frustrating for Rob, because he's fought back to 3 each and he's not going to get a chance.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not like he's made a mistake to lose
No.
lose the last frame either, is it?
No.
I was going to say to you before it started, we'll have 50p on this frame, but I left my change upstairs. So I'll have Karl. Is that all right?
Yeah. So look at the next match at the top of the screen.
Oh.
And, another great one. Eddie Barker against Sean Story.
Eddie Barker's one of my teammates, so that'd be good.
Great to see him win the. Was it the first event of the Ultimate Series?
Yeah, quite how
Didn't he share it with Adam Basu that weekend? He won one and Adam won one.
He did. That's correct. Yes.
Yeah, and didn't he make a quarter final or something of the other? He got quite deep in the other event, if I remember as well.
Yeah, I think he did. Either him or Adam got deep in. I think Adam.
Adam definitely did. Yeah, in both. But, good to see Eddie.
Yeah.
Because no disrespect to Eddie, he's not one of the youngsters of the game. I mean, he's certainly not an old man, but he's not. He's not one of the. It's great to see.
Known Eddie for close to 30 years, I think. I've known Eddie, and I think we were like, I don't know, we're not. That's the wrong way, but we were a little bit surprised he got into the amateur side of the Ultimate, because he's won lots of tournaments over the years and stuff. So I think he's done well for himself financially to get into the amateur side of things. To be fair. I think he would have more than held his own in the pro ranks as well. So, but he'll obviously be in the pro ranks now anyway next year, won't he, because of his ranking. So okay, this is the key shot. It's all about the pace. And I'd say he's okay. I think he can just drift it in past the yellow.
Yeah.
Maybe even stun down into the other yellow just to hold the cue ball, perhaps.
I
think if you just run into the gap, it takes any danger out of it.
Black in the same pocket as the red?
Yeah, I would think so, yeah. Looks fairly natural.
Well, that was that. Well, that was short and sweet, wasn't it?
It was. That was a good game.
Very good.
Very good. So, again, what was that? That was all of about 15 minutes, I think, wasn't it? 20 minutes, maybe?
As far as I remember, I think it was one missed pot by Karl.
Yeah.
And that was, that was no gimme, was it? So
No,
other than that, I think it was, as good as it gets.
Great standard of pool, and we're going to see another one coming up. Eddie Barker against Sean Story. That promises to be another cracking game. And you saw it 5 p.m. We're back into the main event, the last 16 of the main event, and we're going to be watching. I believe it's Matt Peel against Arfan Dad, if I'm not mistaken. So that should be another good game. Matt has had some good results over this weekend, so it'll be good to see him play. So we'll reset things, and we'll be back live with that Eddie Barker Sean Story game in probably about 5 or 6 minutes. See you soon.